Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another fantastic episode of The Left Wing. I am TJ Whitehead, powers taken, not given, joined as always by the King in Yellow, John Cooper of Counterpoint Politics. How are you doing today, my friend?
I am doing great, except for that you stumped me with your reference. What is the King in Yellow?
Are you familiar with a little show called True Detective by any chance?
Oh, yes, I am. Okay, that is a throwback though. That's like on my list of shows that I have mostly forgotten and need to rewatch again. Because that was a wonderful watch, season 1, and then season 2 sucked, and then I just forgot about it.
Yeah, now would be a good time to rewatch True Detective. I was thinking after seeing the release of the Epstein birthday book. And the King in Yellow is a book that they reference a lot during the show. It was a book written, I think, in the 20s or something like that. And it's about a play. And the play is called The King in Yellow. And if you watch the play, you die or something like that. And it's a really creepy story and everything like that. And they keep talking about Carcosa and the Black Stars. True Detective, folks. If you haven't seen the show, go watch it. But I got strong True Detective vibes from this. I assume you saw the images released from the Epstein book, right?
Yes, I did. It was absolutely wonderful. We'll definitely get to that. But first, we have a question from our audience. This is our Tuesday Q&A show. So if you have any questions for us, make sure to drop them in the comments. But Colby asked, favorite city the president declared war on that's protected by the Autobots and the Dark Knight? I imagine both would protect all cities. So you really have to narrow this one down a little bit more.
Wait a minute. Favorite city the president declared war on that's protected by the Autobots and the Dark Knight. This one's multiple choice. Favorite president who's into visual arts. Okay, we're definitely getting to that. Okay, so wait a minute. The Dark Knight, was that filmed in Chicago? And do the Autobots protect Chicago in Transformers movies?
The Autobots protect Chicago in one of the Transformers movies.
Okay,
I didn't know that. I haven't seen any since. I guess I probably saw the second one, and I don't really remember any of them. So I don't know. But the Dark Knight, I'm pretty sure, is filmed in Chicago.
Okay.
But whether or not it's filmed in Chicago's kind of the Gotham. Like the DC universe doesn't use real cities like Marvel does, but like Metropolis is New York and Gotham is Chicago abouts, depending on what storyline you're in. But yeah, so that's the reference there.
Oh, okay. I got it there. Yeah, the president saying, you saw the meme he posted, the Apocalypse Now meme. I can't remember what it said. I love the smell of deportations in the morning. Did you see that?
Yeah, I'm going to pop that up here and we'll talk about it, because that was, of all like the shit things Trump says, not that this is something that matters, right? Like I'm not losing my shit over this because we're so far past this. But in terms of just like, how are people okay with this? Yeah, I'm popping up here. I don't get it. Like, I don't get how any Republican can stand by this, because it's just, he's declaring war on Chicago. Like, I don't know how else you can frame this. He's putting an image of himself napalming an American city, referencing a movie in which we were the bad guys in the Vietnam War. I don't know. Obviously, Republicans don't have fucking media literacy, but if they watched Apocalypse Now in any way, shape, or form, it's really impossible to come away from that movie thinking that the Americans are good guys in that scenario. So hasn't seen the movie, doesn't really give a shit. But yeah, like just this, we've talked about it before, the framing with the aesthetics of evil. It's really concerning. Like, it's genuinely concerning to me that not only do they do it, but that it is cheered on. It's just sick.
Well, is it sick or is it like refreshing? Honestly, I've been grappling with this for a while.
You mean like the honesty is refreshing?
Yes, I mean, if you think about this, I started thinking of this a lot with the celebration of the transformation of the Department of Defense to the Department of War. Something that I support fully. I think that is it's one of the best things Trump has ever done, if you ask me, because it is more honest. that this is the Department of War. There's very little defense going on here. There's vanishingly few examples you can find. Like, wow, this was really important for the defense of me and my family and friends. This military action, or the defense of anyone else. It's usually being the muscle arm of multinational corporations. So saying, hey, we need to raise $800 billion for the Department of War is just honest. I struggle to find an actual logical reason to say it should be the Department of Defense and not the Department of War. And so Republicans kind of coming out and saying, yes, we like being the bad guys, essentially just openly admitting it. They enjoy the cruelty, they enjoy the brutality, but that's who we have been as a nation. And pretending that we're not might be a positive step forward in saying, yeah, we're actually acknowledging who we are instead of pretending it's something different.
So I'm of two minds about this, because I do agree with what you're saying. Like, the Department of War is a much more accurate name than the Department of Defense, because what the fuck do we have to defend ourselves against? We have maybe the most easily defense nation of all time. Like, very, very difficult to attack us in any way, shape, or form. We really don't need to spend all of that money on defense. Geography does that for us, and economic realities do the rest. So yeah, naming it the Department of War is accurate. I'm less concerned about that. Like, when I say it's disgusting that people want that. Like, it's disgusting that people hear Department of War and think that is a good thing. And that's the part that is really concerning to me. It is genuinely concerning to me that the president is going, haha, I'm going to bomb Chicago. And the Republicans are just like, yeah, let's fucking do it. Let's own the libs with napalm. And it just, it only spells bad things, TJ. Like, I can't, you know me, I'm the silver linings guy. I'm the half glass full guy. I can't think of a single good outcome of this sequence of events. I guess if we really want to stretch it, if the pendulum swings back, it can be like, hey, we need to stop it from being a Department of War and actually make it a Department of Defense. But that's not going to happen. I'm not even fucking entertaining that notion. So, yeah, it's sickening to me that, again, they want to look evil. Like, that's a real problem.
Is it worse to want to be evil and want to look evil, or be evil and want to look good? I think that's a legitimate question here, because
the second one all the way.
Be evil and want to look, because
that
seems
that
worse.
one's better. That one's better.
Really, because I think that's kind of worse, because that soothes people into thinking, oh, we're actually the good guys here. When we slaughter people, when we bomb countries, when we take over their governments, we're doing this in their best interest. This is the noble thing to do. But saying, oh yeah, we're doing it because we're evil, I don't know. I don't see how that's actually worse. I see that as being at least honest, right? I don't know. I think that I would prefer if people, it's kind of like how I talk about with racists, how the racists that I respect are the honest ones. Yes, you're right, I am racist. I'd rather deal with that person than someone who's duplicitous about it. That's like, because like one of my big beefs with Republicans is they try to couch their anger and their hatred and their bitterness as something that's positive or something altruistic when they're just lying. I'd much rather deal with someone who's honest about it.
So here is the irrefutable counter argument I have for you.
Okay.
And that is one, Homelander. Homelander was so much less dangerous when he could be manipulated by his need to be loved and appear good. Once he was like, oh, I'm going to go full bad guy, it became a hell of a lot scarier. I would much, much rather live in the world where the people who hold the power to destroy it at least feel the need to appear like the good guys, as opposed to being free to be as bad and evil as they want. Now, I guess the other counter argument there is what I've said about Israel and how they probably could have gained all of Palestine over the next 50 to 100 years and nobody would have blinked an eye. And they could have done it with minimal effort, and instead they accelerated the process, went more full evil, And hey, it still might work for them, but they're putting a lot of risk out there. So you can see it both ways. But I'm much more scared of the people who are evil and have no qualms with openly being evil, because what is there to stop them at that point?
I guess I'm just wondering if the actions change, because that's like what I'm, because like during the Cold War, we said that we're doing this to protect the West against communism, that we'll have the downfall of the nation. Meanwhile, we're killing millions of people in Cambodia and Laos and all over the world. But we're saying we're good. If we'd have just admitted, yeah, we're Greece and commies and we love it, I don't know if it would have been any worse. Like maybe it would have been. I don't know. I can't say one way or the other. But to me, it looks like the actions are kind of like what do we have? Hugh Jass wrote. Who wrote it here? Oh, Colby said that's Bush war on terror method. Yeah, Bush and was like, hey, this is good. We're actually the good guys here. And I mean, as far as numbers go, Bush has killed more people than Trump has. I don't know. I don't think your argument is wrong necessarily, but I'm not convinced it's right. Sorry, I'm still recovering from a cold.
I just thought of the Homer Simpson meme. Bush has killed more people than Trump has so far.
Yes.
And now, I mean, I see what you're saying there, and to me, I guess it's all up to the efficacy of the people doing it, less so than which one is better or worse.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. I would personally, I just feel like my odds are better with the people who that's a weakness. If you have to appear good, that's a weakness that can be exploited. If you don't have to appear good and you can just be evil without any repercussions, then what else do I have? Like what else in the world do I buy? Because if Trump just says full evil, fuck the Supreme Court, fuck the court systems, this is a dictatorship now. What do we got, TJ? We got nothing. Like that's a much scarier world to me.
Yeah, true. All right, so on to the topic we brought up today. So, wow. Okay, I want to preface this. I want to preface this with saying that I, for one, have grown quite weary of these fake victories that Democrats or leftists or anyone closely associated with us have been celebrating over the years. They drive me insane. Where I saw 3 days of videos of people celebrating Trump's impeachment like it meant something, or either of the impeachments. Like, I would say, well, the Democrats aren't doing enough to go after Trump, and people would say, well, they impeached him, right? What about the impeachment? Where they'll refer to him as the twice impeached president. Just go on and on as if it matters at all. Or all the when Trump got indicted, the celebrations when Trump got convicted, when the Epstein letter first came out. All of this is like, folks, this doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything at all. This isn't going to change anything. Trump always wins. It's just like the meme. How's Donnie going to squirm his way out of this? And, oh, well, I guess he did. Nevertheless, this is just, it's annoying to seeing all this. And saying all that, even I was surprised at the drawing of the Trump letter. Because I wish I'd actually had the example pulled up. Because when people said, or when the Wall Street Journal reported the letter, they said that Trump's statement was written in the outline of a woman's body. And then someone drew up what they thought it would have looked like. Do you remember that?
I'm pulling it up right now, TJ. So
perfect.
When a normal person drew up what they thought the message would look like, it looked a little something like this. And honestly, like this was like, that I actually forgot that this wasn't the letter. Like when Wall Street Journal released the letter, my brain just went, didn't they already do that? Like I remember seeing this, but then I remembered, oh no, that was an artist rendering. The actual letter, I know people have seen it, but if you haven't seen them side by side, it's so much worse because this is the actual letter.
That's so bad, man.
That makes it so much worse.
Yeah. That I was not ready for that. I will say this though. I don't know about you, John, but the Wall Street Journal report that came out, and it said that the text of the letter was written within the drawing outline like a woman's body, and the signature of Donald Trump was marked to mimic pubic hair. I think that's a bit of a stretch. I don't know.
That is a stretch. That's a stretch here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's not
what
where
I thought too.
unless this woman has an abnormally elongated set of hips. Like, there's no way that's pubic hair.
I thought that was a weird. When I saw it, at first I was It was jarring at this. I don't know, this 11-year-old's body that I'm looking at here or something. It's like, because honestly, it didn't even. If I saw this in a vacuum, it honestly wouldn't click for me that it's a woman's body. Like it would take a few seconds.
It looks like a bishop, like in chess. Like it looks like a chess piece. You know,
it does. It does look like a bishop. Oh my God, you're right. That's what it looks like. It looks like a bishop. And I would have to okay, I see it now. But wow, like what is? I don't know if you're. I've like all good red-blooded American males. I've drawn boobs before. They've never looked like that. They have never.
Not once in my. Even when I was that age, they definitely did not look like that.
Not one time, man. That is some weird shit right there. But yeah, what were your thoughts when you first saw this?
So actually, I did the same thing you did. Where the first thing I looked at was the pubic hair. Like I was like, whoop, and I was like, well, that's clearly not pubic hair. And you can tell this because if he wanted it to intentionally look like pubic hair, he would have moved it up a little bit. Like it's either space
like half an inch up. Exactly. Yeah.
Like if you wanted to make that joke, he did. Don't give him that artistic license there. He did not think of that. It would have been better. But then I looked up.
It would have been better. You're right. Like, hey, this one's actually
an adult. That's so bad. So very bad. I could not believe, like, I genuinely, TJ, I don't know how people defend this in any way. Like, I can't imagine how much money I would need to be paid to get up and be like, that's a picture of an adult human being. Like, there's no way, TJ.
Well, I do enjoy.
Even if you were to make the argument, TJ, he's into small titties. That's not even how I would draw small titties.
Nope.
Not even close.
No, not happening. This Republicans have been in this weird situation that, fortunately for them, does always work out in their favor, where Trump will do something outrageous or insane or clearly indefensible, and they've got to prostrate themselves. They got to make themselves look foolish and silly and stupid trying to defend them. They're kind of forced to, because if they don't, Trump's fans will turn against them. But, honestly, now it's a smart move. I hate to say it, but it is. I mean, that's what they got to do if they want to keep their jobs. But watching them defend it is very funny, and it's going to be really funny 10 years from now looking at it. Here's a short clip I have of a few Republicans talking about it. Byron Donalds, who we have talked about on the show in a long time. Byron Donalds does my favorite. Have you seen this, where he just straight up denies that it's Trump's signature?
I've not seen this, no.
Oh, it's great. He's my favorite. All right, here we go. It's not adding to stage. Oh, I got to remove yours, I think.
Oh, my bad. There you go.
Okay. There we go.
From what I see, it's not a signature. I've seen Donald Trump sign a million things.
This doesn't look like his signature to you?
Nope. Doesn't look like it. I've watched him sign nonstop.
That is my favorite one. That Byron Donald's like, listen, I've seen Donald Trump sign things over and over again a million times. That looks nothing like his signature. It looks exactly like his signature. It looks exactly like his signature. Now, it kind of reminds me of when people would show that picture of when Luigi Mangione was at the coffee shop and he pulled down his mask to flirt with the barista. He was like, that looks nothing like Luigi. He's like, yeah, it does. I'm not saying it's definitely Luigi. I don't have evidence, but it looks exactly like it. What are you talking about? Same thing with Trump's signature. Maybe it's some weird conspiracy dating back 20 years, because this thing was written, I think, in 2003, and the Epstein estate turned it over to Congress, and it's been in records for years now. I mean, maybe someone planted this, but it does look like Trump's signature. So saying it's not is kind of absurd. Let's see what else we got here. This is what's his name? Burchett. I think Tim Burchett. He's always good too.
Look like it. I've watched him sign nonstop.
Well, I don't know. I mean, anybody can do a signature. We've seen the auto pens used quite a bit with the Biden administration. So I've never known Trump to be much of an artist either. So I kind of draw that into question.
Do you think it's his? I highly doubt that it is. I don't think that if that is true and he did sign that letter, I don't know that there's anything there.
All right, John, your thoughts. These guys full of shit, or are they onto something here?
So I love the statement. Auto pens, like those existed in 2003. That's like my favorite part about it. Is so just the deeper they dig, the worse it gets, because there's no rational explanation for any of this. They can say, oh, that's not his signature. Why the hell wouldn't it be his signature? Does Jeffrey Epstein have another associate with a name similar to Donald Trump, whose name is Donald? What was it actually? Hold on. Does he say so? Oh, he does sign it, Donald J. Trump. Yeah. So the conspiracy theory here is someone decided to send this letter to Jeffrey Epstein, who was verifiably friends with Donald Trump at the time. But this wasn't from Donald Trump. This was someone who forged his signature in an attempt to set up a 20-year-long con that they never made anything out of. And just like there's no explanation. I actually wish they stuck with the FBI informant one. That at least they could cover up as long as he's in office. Like, this is just the worst conspiracy theory cover-up of all time. I made the comparison. It's as if George W. Bush had sent a letter to Osama bin Laden with a doodle of a plane flying towards the Twin Towers that said, oh, I love our wonderful secrets we keep. like if that had come out in like 2004, it would have been over. Like, it just would have been over. And right now, what do you think it is, TJ? Like, I understand the rank and file Republicans gotta stick by their guy.
Yeah, of course.
But, like, do you think like normal everyday Republicans, they just really don't give a shit? They don't think, they believe it's not true deep in their hearts. Like, how could anyone be standing by this man anymore?
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. It's not that they don't believe it's true. Many of them don't, but it's not that they don't believe it's true. It's the
not
fact
a lie
that
if you believe it.
It wouldn't matter if it was true. It wouldn't. Like, that's what it really comes down to. It's the the enemy of my enemy is my friend. They went into this knowing Trump was an adulterer and a crass, vile man, but he's a fighter and they appreciate that. And yeah, they're going to stick by him. It doesn't matter. It's like people have kind of gotten to this point, and I think that there is a modicum of truth to this, where I'm not defending this, but I'm saying that this is how a lot of people respond over the years, where Republicans would complain and say that you say that everything we do is racist, everything we do is sexist, everything we do is homophobic. All right, I am racist, I am sexist, I am homophobic. What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do now? And if that's the ammo you're using against me, then fine. And so you're going to tell me Trump's a pedophile? Okay, he is. So what? Well, what now? What's your next step? You're going to say I support a pervert? Okay, I do. I really do think that. I think that the charges don't have as much damage anymore because they got what they want and there's nothing you can do about it. And public shame, this is really the end of public shame, because Trump is not the only name in this book that we're going to have here. But I don't know why anyone would resign in disgrace anymore. That used to be a thing. That used to be people who would, what was the guy's name? There's a Spitzer, Elliot Spitzer was he mayor of New York? I think he was the mayor of New York, or governor. I can't remember which one. And then news came out that he was involved in, escorts and paying escorts for sex and everything. There wasn't a referendum. There wasn't a recall. There wasn't an election up. He has resigned in disgrace. Like, it seems like a different universe now. So yeah. I think this is just like pointing in the direction of how politics is going to be now, that, yeah, this stuff can happen. And as long as you're not going to jail, why do you have to quit? Just go for it. Your fans will keep backing you.
If Richard Nixon were alive today,
could you imagine?
Kicking himself. He'd be like, why did anyone tell me I could just not quit? Jesus Christ. So here's where I disagree with you, TJ.
Sure.
There are totally people who, when you say, oh, this is racist, I'm racist, so what? Like, there are people. Yeah. No problem with that. But again, that's not the typical Republican response. Like, the typical response to you're racist, they weaponize that. They play the victim. They're like, oh, I'm just a normal person. They're calling me racist again. Like, the average person doesn't just bite the bullet, especially the average normie who are not like fighting with online. They don't want to look racist. They don't want to look like they support pedophiles. And I understand cognitive dissonance is a thing that exists. I might need to like talk to like my family members and like normal people I know in real life about this, because I must imagine the saturation isn't there with with this story. I don't know. I don't know. Like, you're right. There's plenty of people who make that argument. I can't imagine just like Jim down the street, normal fucking person who's voted Republican his whole life, who doesn't really follow politics that much, doesn't really give a shit, sees this and goes, "Yep, that's not Trump's signature. I believe that." I don't get it.
Or they could just say this is another deep state conspiracy. I mean, it doesn't matter, right?
Most of them don't say that though, TJ.
But,
again, you're thinking of like the crazies we talk to online, like the normal fucking Republican voter.
But the normal fucking Republican voter is not going to be swayed by. It's one of the two, right? There's no third option. There's either they think that this is Trump's signature and Trump's picture and Trump's photo or letter, and they don't care, or they know it's real and they just don't believe it. Those are literally the only two options that we have. And so, I mean, I don't know. So I think back to when Trump was indicted for the classified documents in Mar-a-Lago. And I was talking to a friend of mine, a guy I've known 20 years, and he's a Trump voter. And I asked him, "Hey, what do you think about this? Like, this guy is just got caught having hundreds of classified documents in Mar-a-Lago long after he was president. Why did he have it? Like, what do you think's going on here?" And he says, "Yeah, I think they're setting Trump up." And I said, "Well, I mean, I can see why you would think that, but I mean, here are the documents on this. They asked for these classified information for 18 months. They sent several FBI agents asking for this. Trump denied it. They have him on camera hiding the document from the FBI. He gave over a quarter of them and kept them away. And he says, yeah, I don't know. I still think it was a setup." That it doesn't have to make sense to us, right? I think that's just what they're going to say. I don't know why it would be different with this.
I mean, maybe. It's just the reason it's different with this is because it is an impactful scandal. Like, it's not other things. It's not things that can be hand waved away. It's something that I feel like in their heart of hearts, every, or at least most human beings care about. Like, and maybe I'm wrong about that. Like, maybe everyone is just cynical and uses like protecting children as an excuse to do whatever the fuck they want. But like, I struggle to believe it, TJ. I struggle to believe it. Like, I really am
exactly
that people, and by people I mean your average, everyday, normal Republican voter, genuinely doesn't care about this. Like, I can be sold that they are clinging to cognitive dissonance potentially, but like, that's gotta break at some point. You know what this reminds me of? Biblical reference for you here, TJ. You'll appreciate this.
Oh boy.
It reminds me of the story of Sodom and Gomorrah, where Abraham is bargaining with God, and he's like, well, what if there's just 500 innocent people? And God's like, bro, I know there's none, but yeah, sure, whatever, we'll check. What if there's just 100 innocent people? No, there's not. It's just like every step of this path just feels like God is teasing us. It just feels like, hey guys, what if I showed you a picture Donald Trump drew to Jeffrey Epstein that's clearly of a nude prepubescent girl talking about their little secret? Then would you believe he's a pedophile? No, we won't. And like, God knows the whole fucking time it's never going to change anything. And it feels like a joke being played on the rest of us.
I mean, wouldn't the easiest answer out of this to be that they just don't believe it's real? I mean, because like, we can talk all day long about how once you say, well, this book, by the way, I'm pulling the book right here. This book was, did you ever see this? Like the actual book that Ghislaine Maxwell turned in right here?
Yeah,
Yeah, I like that it was rather optimistically named the first 50 years for Jeffrey Epstein. That really cracked me up. I was like, oh, wow, they seriously overestimated how long Jeffrey Epstein would be around. But that Jeffrey Epstein's like, oh,
Didn't they
yeah.
know that he was suffering from major depression and could kill himself at
Oh,
any
of course,
moment?
yeah. It was, yeah, any
Just
day
as soon
now.
as the cameras turn off, he's out of here.
Yeah. Yeah. So I just find it easy for them to say that, yeah, I think that that's fake. It's not Trump's signature. This was just, drummed up by this Democrat hoax. They can still believe that Jeffrey Epstein was a sex criminal, which I'm beginning to think a few of them are going to think that in the future. That's what I'm banking on next, that's actually going to happen. But I don't know why that would be hard for them to say, no, that actually didn't happen. This is fake. This is made up. This is fake news, like everything else. They believed a lot, everything, like stuff much more verifiable was fake news than this.
Like what? Like what being more verifiable?
I would say COVID vaccinations. I would say, what else do we Trump's tariff policies. The fact that unemployment has increased, the fact that the stock market, well, I know the stock market is actually down, but manufacturing jobs have decreased by like 50,000. None of this matter. The fact that Trump's economic policy.
So, okay, these are the things that I thought you would say. So here's why I think this is different. There's two categories of things you just mentioned. Either A, things people do not understand, or actually, no, it's really mostly one category. Things people don't understand and will believe any story for that supports their previous worldview. So, like COVID vaccines. I don't want to do all this shit and lockdowns and bad things. Oh, they want me to take this vaccine? Oh, you're going to give me this story about how there's a reason to doubt it? I'm going to fucking doubt it then. Yeah, because I don't fucking like it already. Or tariffs, or the job market, or whatever. They don't want to believe that we're barreling towards a recession, so they'll just deny it, and they don't really understand how any of this works anyway, so who gives a shit? They can just parrot whatever story is being told to them by the people they trust, which, by the way, guys, it's not just conservatives who do that. Most people do that. We do that sometimes, especially about subjects that we don't know about, not the subjects we talk about on the show. But like everyone does that, right? But with this is something people know. They see that image. You can't explain it any other way. And they haven't given any other alternate explanation. Like with tariffs, there's an alternate explanation. This is going to bring back American jobs. There is an intuitive, reasoned out storyline for people to believe. With the COVID vaccine, oh, this is big pharma, and they're just trying to make all this money off of you and whatever. Like there's a storyline that they stuck to, and it could be believed. There's no storyline here, TJ. Like they're not even putting out an alternative set of facts. They're just saying, close your eyes and cover your ears and pretend none of this is happening. Like there is no alternative explanation. And this is something very simple that the dumbest person in the country can understand. Like that's why I think that this scandal is and always has been the most dangerous one for Trump. Kyle
All
says
right.
hi.
I mean,
we say hi, Kyle.
Hi, Kyle. Hi, Kyle. Well, I don't know, John. I think you are kind of Abrahaming the situation here. Your confidence in the Republicans is much higher than mine, man. I mean, I've seen them swallow bullshit for decades now. I don't see why this is any different. I don't. Yeah, the Epstein story, I guess, is unique in that the cognitive dissonance is just like a bucket of water in their face. I don't know how they deny it either, but they do everything else. And this is actually reminding me, because it's not just COVID vaccines, it's all vaccines. And we talked about this a couple of shows ago. And I found this clip that I wanted to show you because we were talking about how the amount of people, like Florida, how in Florida they're going to ban all vaccine mandates for everybody. I saw this video shortly afterward that I wanted to show you about vaccines. And this doesn't raise my confidence in Americans either.
The news has to do with Florida, where they're trying to overturn all vaccine mandates, including vaccine mandates in school for children. What do the polls tell us about that?
Okay, this to me is one of the most interesting and, in my opinion, most troubling trend lines that we have seen. Okay, vax kids against infectious diseases, the government should require it. You go back to 1991, it was 81%, okay? Then we go to 2019 at 62%. Look at where that number fell to by 2024. It was just 51%. That is a 30-point drop from 34 years ago. My goodness gracious, now a bare majority say that the government should, in fact, require kids to be vaccinated against infectious diseases. Amongst Republicans, it's the opposite. The majority say the government shouldn't require it.
Now, I don't know about you, but I wasn't shocked by that at all. I think that that number is going to keep growing. It's going to get higher and higher with Republicans. They have completely broken with reality, and I don't think that train is stopping anytime soon.
So I wasn't surprised by the 2024 number. What was surprising to me and concerning was the 2019 number. Because if you'd asked me before you played that clip, do you believe that it's like 50-50 people who support government mandating vaccines for children?
Yeah.
I would have been like, I don't want to believe that, but I would. Because of COVID. Like, I would have thought, oh, well, when COVID happened, it was this massive shock. A lot of movement was made against vaccines. And kind of what I explained earlier. People didn't like what was going on. They were lashing out, and they wanted to attach themselves to any sort of theory of reality that made them feel more comfortable. But the more concerning thing is that the change, excuse me, there, I forget what it was, 1991 to 2019 was larger than the change from 2019 to 2024, which is just disturbing. Like that means that this train was at full speed and very much difficult to stop before COVID. And that is the thing that really does terrify me. But again, TJ, as I said, people don't understand that shit. If they did, they wouldn't think that. They just don't understand it. The bar for understanding how vaccines work is so much higher. And I know it's like simple to like, you know,
is it really?
Like it's so much higher than pedophile bad, you know?
Oh, all right. I don't know. Well, we'll see. Well, so far, it hasn't shaken them. Maybe a year from now it will. I guarantee it won't. Now, I can't give you a good reason for it other than they like Trump and nothing's going to stop them. And it's like Mark Twain said, it's a lot easier to fool people than to convince them they've been fooled. Now, it might take a long time. Maybe they'll have a George W. Bush moment where, you know, it wasn't until really 2016 when Republicans completely turned on Bush.
It wasn't until Donald Trump turned on him. Donald Trump made the Republicans turn on him. That's not exactly of all the examples you could pick. That's actually probably the least comforting.
Yeah, and maybe it'll happen. I just don't think it will. And if it does, it won't be for the right reasons. I can't believe we haven't shown this picture so far, but the image that I saw immediately after the one where we had the drawing from Donald Trump was this image, which I think is attributed to someone named Joel. It may or may not be, because I think it's right before a picture that was I keep saying driven instead of drawn. I don't know why. It's the second time I've done it today, but drawn by someone named Joel. But this one doesn't have the artist's name on here. But it's this image with Jeffrey Epstein. And on the left side of the photo, it shows 1983, and Jeffrey Epstein is giving a lollipop and some balloons to 3 young girls, you know, younger than 10 years old, or whatever, in this drawing. And then fast forward to 2003, and it shows women massaging Jeffrey Epstein. One has her hands on his groin, and there's a plane there on an island with a giant mansion. So it's really on the nose, actually. But that was the most jarring of these. We're not going to have time to go through all of the photos here, but did you see that one, John?
Yeah, I did see this one. This one is very just.
Yeah, it's. I mean,
Do we know who drew this?
No. So there is another image. I'll try to find it, but it's drawn kind of in this style, and it's signed by someone named Joel. I didn't see a last name on there, but this one has no name on it.
Joel, the fucking church guy. I'm just gonna say it's him.
Joel Osteen. Joel Osteen. Joel Osteen. Why not, right?
This is again like clearly his friend. I mean, this is what this says. You know, like. People are like, oh, well, what? How is this relevant to Donald Trump, right? And the way that this is relevant to Donald Trump is that this wasn't some thing that some of his friends didn't know about. Like, this picture depicts him grooming girls. There's no other way that you could possibly interpret this picture than, hey, you groomed these girls from a very young age to have sex with you on your private island. There's no other way to interpret that. everyone knows. Like everyone who, and if Donald Trump knew this guy this well, he fucking knows. Everyone in this book fucking knows. And even if you're gonna say Donald Trump never engaged in any inappropriate behavior, that I can believe. Do I want to believe that? No, I want to believe that he is the most guilty person on the face of the planet. Is it theoretically possible he never engaged in any of this? Sure. But he knew it was happening. The note is clearly alluding to it. Many notes in this fucking book are clearly alluding to the fact that Jeffrey Epstein is a pedophile who grooms girls. We know that they've had a transactional relationship about girls at Mar-a-Lago by Trump's own admission. We know that Trump has made some weird fucking comments about his daughter. Again, you're right. There's not a smoking gun. But if this isn't concerning to you as a person,
yeah,
I don't know what else to say about it.
It's like if you remove like Trump's name, a lot of people like to say if you remove Trump's name and insert Democrat's name, whatever, insert someone at work that you know and you found this out about them, or someone who like your sister or daughter or friend said, oh yeah, I'm interested in dating this guy, and you found out this about him. What would you say? Like, what would you think? Would you think that, oh yeah, this is a trustworthy person, I should be fine with right here? This is this, I don't know if you saw this one, but this is a image that actually, so this image right here, it's I'll read the article talking about this here. It says, the Epstein estate also turned over another letter from the book that references Trump. It came from businessman and longtime Mar-a-Lago member Joel Paschow, who made a crude joke about a woman that Trump and Epstein socialized with in the 1990s, according to people familiar with the matter. The letter included a photo of a poster board-sized check for $22,500, which had been mocked up to appear that it was sent from Trump to Epstein. Beneath it, a handwritten caption said, Jeffrey, showing early talents with money and women, sells a fully depreciated, name of the woman redacted, to Donald Trump for $22,500. The woman name is redacted in the image. That is so weird, man. Like, that is so creepy and weird. And once again, I'm with you, John. It is insane to think that all of these, Trump's name appears multiple times in this thing. By the way, this, if you guys wondering how this came out, this was released by a committee in Congress, I believe. Is that correct, John? I think that
yes,
that
the House Oversight Committee.
Yes, yeah, and why was Trump so against this? I mean, you see why his name's all in here and everything. And this is just one book, one part of the evidence that's released right here. I just seeing that, it makes my skin crawl. There's a lot more to this too.
Yeah, no, it's one of those other things. Just like they're not even putting out an alternative set of facts here. Like they're not even putting out an interpretation of that page that could be seen. Because it's like, even if for some reason we're not talking about a pedophile here, because you could interpret that in a way that you're not talking about children.
Yeah, that one.
But selling a woman, a fully depreciated woman, again,
fully depreciated. That's the part. Yes. Sorry, go ahead.
That's the part, and it's like, what else? What else could that mean, bro? Like,
what is it? Yeah, this.
Why is he selling? What's he buying the woman for?
Yeah, what caused her depreciation? I don't know. Maybe because he's 24 now and not 14, and maybe that's the depreciated price was. That's all I can think when I saw that. And another creepy part: one of these books like had a chapter, and like that was the chapter. Did you see that?
No, I didn't see this one.
Yeah, the chat, like, so the beginning of the book, and it says like it's children, but you know, certain letters are missing, whatever, but that's clearly what the chapter is about and everything. Yeah. And I guess the E is there, and then it had a lot of notes that seem to be written by children. And that's I didn't want that one on the but this one also, it seems like it was drawn and written by a child, and it says, here comes the bride all dressed in white, whatever. And what's really bad about this was that all the girls up here, they have like sad faces and everything. I don't know. It was actually, I haven't seen all the images on this, but it was one of the few times like, I just had a really gross feeling looking at it, and even talking about it, just like, but the worst part about it is that I'm a lot more fatalistic than you are on this, that I don't think it's going to matter one bit. I just don't.
I do think there
Gotta
is.
hope you're right.
It's got to be here's the thing, TJ. Here's probably the best case I can make to convince you you're wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And I fully acknowledge you might be right, and I don't want to live in that world. So I'll believe any sort of explanation that means I'm not living in that world.
Yeah.
I fully acknowledge that. But here's the thing. If Donald Trump thought that there wasn't anything in this that would make people turn on him, he would have released it. Why cover it up? Why make it a story? Like, why not just release it? Like, you're right. You call me a racist, then I'm a racist. If there wasn't anything he was scared of, he wouldn't be going through all this trouble to cover it up. There must be some sort of evidence that at least him and his team think is damning enough that they're making the political calculation of it's better for us if we publicly cover this up and everyone knows we're covering it up.
Mm-hmm.
He would prefer it be this way. So if whatever it is he's covering it up comes out, I hope it is so damning that the cognitive dissonance can no longer be borne. Like, okay. Irrefutable proof, TJ. Irrefutable proof.
Okay.
You see like some sort of like documented bank transaction, like a video of the deed being done, TJ. It comes out. What, like, do you really still think Donald Trump is president after that?
Yes, 100%. Well, that's what I was going to ask you is like, what would this evidence look like that you think would convince Trump supporters? I don't think it exists. I don't. I think you can say that was AI, that was a deep state conspiracy. I don't see any reason to think that, oh, wow, that'll do it. Like that convinces all these people that outside of building a time machine, I don't think that actually exists. I really don't. You can show bank records and transactions. It's not going to say, nope, that's fake. Yep.
That's fine, TJ. That's fine. Mm-hmm. I'm much more amenable to the position of damning enough evidence doesn't exist than I am to if damning enough evidence came out, it wouldn't matter.
If someone could tell me evidence that they believe Trump supporters would accept, I would agree. But I don't think that there is any.
I think if you had you'd never have a video.
You'd never have the video. You'd never see
have
it.
A video.
Yep. And also, even if you did, the video, because like, no, that's fake. It's AI. I mean, when Trump released video of Jeffrey Epstein's cell with 3 minutes of missing evidence, and that didn't do anything. They're like, no, I'm sure Trump's on the up and up. I'm sure everything's okay. I don't know, right? If that didn't do it, these people who have spent what is it now, 7 years saying that Epstein didn't kill himself, and then Donald Trump, the guy who was president when Epstein killed himself, released video with 3 minutes of missing data, and it doesn't budge them at all. His numbers actually go up a little bit. I just don't think that's out there. I don't think there's any evidence that could sway them.
You might be right, TJ.
That's when I knew. That's when I knew if that didn't do it, nothing will. Because if there's one thing everybody in America seems to agree on is that Epstein didn't kill himself. And then when we have the guy in charge releasing doctored videos of it, they're like, yeah, I'm sure he had nothing to do with it, though. I don't know. It's just not looking good.
Here's the thing, TJ. Here's my argument that I put it all on.
Yeah.
The average Republican, even the average Trump supporter, does not know about that video. It was not salacious enough. It was not big enough. We know about that. People in political circles know about that. People who pay attention to the news know about that. Most people don't. And even if it like blipped onto their radar, they've forgotten about it. Like that wasn't enough. Even this picture, I would imagine if I were to just take a guess, if I showed this to random people on the streets, be like, hey, do you recognize this? Maybe 50% would. Like it's just not salacious enough to get there. But if you had some sort of really fucking damning evidence, a transaction, a video or something. Again, like if Jeffrey Epstein was blackmailing people and he had that and the government has it, like, again, that would be what we need here. But I do think if it was that bad, I don't think It's AI would fucking fly. Like, I don't think it's like the fucking, like these files that were on record in, like, all verifiable there for 20, like, whatever it is, It's AI, like, that just seems unbelievable. And I just don't think that the Republican Party, I think they would make the calculation of, this is so damaging, we need to jettison Trump. We need to coup him once and be done with it, and let JD take over. Like, that's but you're right. Maybe I'm just being
okay. Real quick, there's something else I wanted to say, but Colby wrote, just saw a video of Marjorie Taylor Greene putting up the girl drawing with multiple SIGs next to it in front of her office. That's how bad this is. Marjorie Taylor Greene is in the right. I do have to say, Marjorie Taylor Greene does seem to be like straying to the right answer on this one. This is like the one time. Have you
Nancy Mace
seen that?
too. I didn't see that about Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Her vote.
Did you see the Nancy Mace video?
Yeah, when she was upset.
Yeah, like, that was real. That was real fucking emotion, DJ. Like that. And I know we like to think of all of these people as cynical, soulless human beings, but that was real fucking emotion on her face. She was truly disturbed.
It may have been. I don't know. I still have a hard time trusting Nancy Mace, but she did like actually vote.
She's not that good of an actor. We know that. That's the problem.
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe not. So we'll have to go with that. But I only have a few minutes left. But I wanted to show this real quick because I don't know if this is good enough for a segment on Thursday. But I saw this. I saw it on a David Dole video. I actually ran across this, and this is an NBC News poll for Gen Z, and they split it up into a bunch of different categories. But the two most opposite categories were Gen Z men who voted for Trump and Gen Z women who voted for Harris. They had the most divergent political views. And for Gen Z men who voted for Trump, their top 5 most important issues that define personal success, number 1 was having children. Gen Z was like 18 to 26, I think. Their number 1 most important issue was having children, financial independence, a fulfilling job career, being married, having money to do things that you want. For Gen Z women who voted for Harris, number 1 was fulfilling job and career, having money to do what you want, having emotional stability, using talents and resources to help others, and financial independence. The bottom answer is interesting too. For Gen Z men, the least important issue for them to define personal success was having emotional stability. For Gen Z women, the bottom issue was having children. Have you seen this, John? And what do you think of this list from what the short overview I just gave you?
I have not seen this. I'm just hearing about this now, TJ. So these are very knee-jerk reactions here. But one, I get the first one. This isn't very salacious, but I don't know what the difference between financial independence and having money to do things you want is. Those seem like the same fucking thing to me. Having children at number 1 is wild to me. Just why? And this is Gen Z. Like, this isn't like Z. This isn't millennial. Like, this is people who are what, 24 or younger. You know about that? What? When I was in my early 20s, and I say this as a man who remembers that pretty well because I'm now in my late 20s. It wasn't that long ago. Having children wasn't even on my fucking mind. I didn't think about it at all. Even now, I'm getting married. It's a conversation that comes up. Still, don't really want that, at least at this moment in time. Having that be the most important personal definition of success for men is actually wild. And even more surprising might be the 6% of women. Like that's lower than I would expect, in the same magnitude that men are higher than I would expect.
That was my initial response as well. First, that it was just a 100% inverse. That top for men, bottom for women, because stereotypically you would guess that women would say more, especially since women have a shorter biological time clock with this whole children thing than men do. That, like a guy in his 70s can still have a bunch of kids. A woman in her 70s can't. So you can see that, okay, I would imagine that women would worry about that more than men. Why the hell, though, would a 21-year-old guy say the most important thing for his emotional stability or his definition of success to be having children? I would have bet anything they would have said what women said, oddly enough, which was a fulfilling job and career. That's what I would have guessed. If you would have asked me at 20 or 21, I think that's what I would have said.
Put that back up there. Put that back up there. We're totally talking about this on Thursday because there's so much.
All right, this is actually
send me this. I want to look at this one because the other noticeable thing here is that women have generally more consensus. Like there's more consensus among women on these topics.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Than there is among the men. Because even having children is the most, but it's only a third of them said that it was important at all. Like the men are, this is the chart. This is the chart, TJ, that like went viral a couple months ago where it's like the left is converging in their viewpoints and the right is all they gotta, and it's just like, they're completely fucking incoherent. But okay, we're talking about this. Put this away. If you guys want to hear our thoughts on this, we're going to talk about it for like half an hour on Thursday.
Yeah,
TJ.
Real quick though, being married too. I want to talk about that one as well. Being married actually tied for last with able to retire and having children. Being married at 6% for women, 29% for men being married. And I don't know. Like it's wild for me to think this.
This breaks my brain.
Right, it does. It does. Like, what is going on?
Who's our guest on Thursday?
Lamont Tyson is our guest. He has a topic he wants to cover. I wish, sorry.
We might need to record like a special episode with
for
like
this
Natalie
one
or something.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, okay, we'll shove this one for Thursday. It's pretty good. But all right. Any final thoughts, John, before we sign off here?
Okay. Final thoughts. Did you see the hullabaloo about the dude on the train in North Carolina? The murderer, stab black guy.
Yes. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about that on Thursday? Because I want to talk about that. Okay.
Sure, absolutely.
So this is wonderful. We have 2 of our topics picked already. Hopefully nothing crazy happens in the next 48 hours.
I love it. All right, folks.
All right. Yeah, that's it. That's our. I know it really wasn't. So I'll sign us out here. That's our show. Thank you guys for being here. We'll be back on Thursday at 6:30 with say his name again, TJ.
Lamont Tyson will be joining us from
which is a big person. I recognize him, if not his name. So I'm very excited to have him on. And see you guys later.
Later, folks.